Hello, I am Elise Stewart, one of your many applicants for your 2019 dietetic internship. I currently live and was raised near Denton, Texas, and this past December I graduated from Texas State University in San Marcos. I enjoy being active and I often take my dogs, Ryder and Maggie, to the trails around the lake near my home. I also cook quite a bit and am always trying new recipes and dishes that I make from around the world. I really enjoy reading and have a goal each year to read 12 books that are not related to nutrition. Another huge passion of mine is to travel. Whether it's on my family's annual trip to the Texas Hill Country or to South Africa for 2 weeks with my aunt when I was 13, I never turned down an opportunity to meet new people and explore a new culture. I would make a unique addition to Tulane's dietetic internship due to my sincere passion for service to others. I began serving milk and water to the homeless at my church's soup kitchen and passing out sack lunches through a CACFP type program when I was in early elementary school. I've had the opportunity to work with many different types of community organizations locally in neighboring states and globally. One of the most impactful experiences I've had is the opportunity in the past 5 years to spend a week each January working in a medical clinic in an underserved part of Haiti. The experience working with doctors, nurses, and pharmacists in a clinic with extremely limited resources, seeing many preventable diseases, is an invaluable experience. Each experience I have had in volunteering in the community has helped to further ingrain my identity as a nutrition professional with a passion for service. And I truly believe that Tulane's dietetic internship program will allow me to use my passion and knowledge of nutrition to help prevent disease and improve people's health locally and around the world. New Orleans is such a unique city. For only being an 8-hour drive from my home, I really don't think it could be any more different than the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which completely fascinates me and draws me in more. I visited the Tulane School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine and the dietetic internship program in the fall of 2017. I immediately felt it was the right fit for me. The culture of New Orleans is really felt in the program. I was very excited about the rotations that have been done in the past by your program, such as the No AIDS Task Force, Second Harvest Food Bank, and the area's Head Start program. I really think that my volunteer experiences will transfer very well to both serving the New Orleans community as well as assisting in my success as an intern. During my visit and in talking with the interns at the time, the diversity in the internship class was fantastic. The mix of cultures, hometowns, undergraduate, universities, and future career goals. I sincerely believe that an internship class should be diverse in those ways so that we may learn from one another and experience rotations differently. I am excited that Tulane requires M&T, food service, and community rotations. By completing these rotations in local facilities, I believe that I will leave the internship as a competent professional ready for the registration exam and to be successful in my dietetics career. I intend to develop meaningful connections with preceptors, other interns, and faculty within the university. The relationships I made in my undergrad were both personally meaningful and deepened my understanding and appreciation for dietetics. I expect that during the internship I will have similar experiences. As I have mentioned, I've been volunteering a majority of my life. During these experiences, I have seen many preventable diseases caused by limited food access, lack of knowledge, and a general lack of resources. Dietetics to me is the marriage of food and medicine. My life goal is to aid in the prevention of diseases, such as diabetes, hypertension, and all their associated disease states. I hope to do this by having a job which allows me to educate and counsel at-risk populations. I love to teach cooking classes, and a way I would like to do this education is by helping individuals make small changes in how they eat that are simple but will largely impact their life. Becoming an RD will mean that I will be in the position to do this, and I couldn't be more excited. Upon completion of my dietetics internship, I expect myself to continue to live in New Orleans or a town close by for several years working as a community dietitian. Within the next 5 years, I also plan to earn a Master's of Public Health and Nutrition, ideally from the School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine at Tulane. In 5 years' time, I hope to return to the DFW area and continue to grow as a professional in my chosen field. At one of my very first jobs, I was the youngest employee at the food service establishment. Even though I was only 16, I was much more reliable than the other employees, and the manager quickly began to heavily rely on me for things far beyond my job description that were both uncomfortable and inappropriate. I found myself in a very awkward position when I was asked to make a catering delivery, which I was not qualified nor had I been trained to do. I talked with the store manager about how making the delivery was uncomfortable for me because when I delivered the food, I did not know how to set it up or whether I needed to take payment. If I find myself in an awkward or uncomfortable position during an internship rotation, I will follow the protocols of the Tulane internship as well as the facility in which I am in. It will also uphold the ethical guidelines put forth by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and allow these to drive my decision making. If my preceptor or supervisor is not present in the situation, I will later describe to them the situation and my actions to continue to learn from the situation and understand what they would have done. First and foremost, I create a plan in advance for each semester, each month, each week, and each individual day the night before. By writing down what I need to do and when I need to do it by, I know that I will not be putting anything off until the last minute. While reading textbooks, research articles, and listening to lectures, I keep sticky notes on my desk to write down questions. After each lecture, I visit professors and talk to them about the questions I had in class. I find that having my questions answered immediately after initially learning the information, I end up with a better understanding of it. I most often begin my studying at a large table in a quiet area so I can spread out all my notes and materials. As a kinesthetic learner, I think in terms of the application of what I'm learning. I first read the book and review my notes about a week before the exam. I rewrite all my notes combined with the information from the book or other resources. While doing this, I think of how I can apply this knowledge to things I am already familiar with. By thinking of the exam material in this way, it is less memorization for the exam and more of a deep understanding. I am an active learner, so I often take a walk while going over my notes on campus, walk my dogs, and listen to recorded lectures, or talk through the concepts with my classmates. By relating the exam material to knowledge I already have or concepts from another class, I am able to explain the exam material to my classmates in a new way, which deepens my understanding and hopefully does the same for them. The day of exams, I review my notes briefly and attempt to have 10 minutes before the exam to relax. In high school, I was an athletic trainer for the football team. I loved being a trainer, as many of my friends were trainers, and I enjoyed being around athletics even though I wasn't an athlete. The head athletics trainer chose favorites quite a bit, and I was not one of them. She chose her favorites based on fun personality and physical looks rather than the ability to perform as an athletic trainer in a high-stress environment. Even though I did not feel like I was treated fairly by the coach, I completed my training duties to the best of my ability and tried to enjoy the football program in my high school experience. In a situation like I was in, there was no change that was going to be made, regardless of the amount of parents and students who complained about the teacher. From the experience, I learned how to be confident in what I do and not let the unfair treatment I experienced keep me from enjoying high school. As long as I have to-do lists and deadlines, I can work on many things at one time. Because of my attention to detail, however, I know that I will do each task as if it was the only thing I have put my focus into. For example, around the time I was beginning my DICUS application and graduation this past semester, I also got engaged and am getting married in a few months. Planning a wedding and submitting many graduate school and dietetic internship applications, as well as volunteering and going about normal life, puts many daily tasks on my to-do list. Though these tasks are stressful and time-consuming on their own, because I am organized and task-oriented, I have been successful in doing both at the same time. In the fall of 2017 semester also stands out to me as a time where I was pulled in many different directions at once. During those 3 months, I was taking a full class load and I was starting a new job teaching microbiology lab where I had to create all my own lesson plans. I was the president of an organization that needed a lot of attention, and I was also volunteering regularly with the food bank, in which I had interned with over the summer, continuing several projects they requested my assistance on. By planning my time and creating a list of tasks, I was very successful in each of my duties that semester. While working on an ethics debate this past fall semester, I was in a group with 4 other people. Each of us had a different understanding of the project's instructions and objectives. After a time of going around and around describing our individual understanding of the objectives, I took lead and asked another group about their take on the instructions. By leaving the group where we were not going to agree and going to get outside opinions, no more time was wasted and we were able to move on with the assignment. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch my video today. I am very excited at the prospect of getting to live in New Orleans and complete my dietetic internship at Tulane.